today. We look we're looking for about 4 to 5 on average opportunities during the morning period, which is what we focus in on. And that gives us a good ample chance here to try to scalp the market. Again, we're scalping the market. We're not trying to take hit home runs and take 10, 20 points out of it. But in the case, sometimes those opportunities do present themselves as we come down here quickly to our 18 area as I'm talking. Again, whatever decision you make sure you keep your stop in place. And that way we don't get run over on anything in case we are not correct. All right. So working this little 18 area here, trying to see what we want to do. And again, take some profits along the way. Again, 3 to 4 points, and also you're scaling in situations as well. Scaling out, scaling in. If not, then that's fine. If you're not scaling, then that's perfectly okay as well. If you're just taking one lots and just looking for opportunities to get in and get out, that's all right. We come down here to our settlement price here at 15 1/4. Well, almost, but trying to see what it wants to do here. If you look at the chat box, you'll see the levels that we have typed in there for you. Again, we always talk about the volatility in the first couple bars. It's always the case. So then nothing really changes from that situation. 24.5 is the VIX here. So right, kind of, it's not bad for us. I mean, we don't mind a 24 VIX. Let's see what it wants to do. Again, if you're working the order, it's fine. If you got stopped out, that's fine. We'll look for the next opportunity. Again, we are not going to love any trade we put on, that's for sure. As we'll see what it wants to do here. Again, market trying to absorb all the stuff from last week, which included the FOMC, the unemployment number, earnings. A lot of earnings were out last week, so the market here is trying to absorb it, and for the most part doing a pretty good job of coming back. It's actually right in the middle of Wednesday's sell-off after the announcement from the Fed. So kind of right there, right in the middle of that big range that we had on Wednesday. I just can't seem to make a little bit of a push up here off of the settlement price. Just keep your stop if you have it. Still have them just underneath that. Trying to work the settlement price as well. Being a little stubborn here, but hey, it is what it is. And like I keep saying, just keep your stop in place no matter what. All right. Looking at the 09 next is our next level that we'll be interested in trading if we get down there. All right, let's see here what we can. A little bit of pressure in this market to begin the day. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. Election day today in the United States. Hopefully everybody gets out there and votes. Need to vote, that's for sure. I'll be going right after I finish this morning. Gonna hop over there. My wife already voted. She's was up early going for her brisk morning walk in the 30-degree temperatures of Chicago. I'll tell you how much. It's crazy. Good for her. All right, election day in the United States, and while conventional wisdom has some strong ideas about how the midterms will play out and increasingly uncertainty around polling and a contentious electorate suggests that anything might happen. The United States, anything might happen as we continue to downtick here, looking for the 09 area next. Midterm typically go against the party of the president, as if that holds, the Republicans take over even just the House, it effectively would mean it's sidelining the vast majority of President Biden's agenda. And it's not always bad for security markets, where the gridlock has often been perceived as status quo, or more specifically, the lack of any broad or shocking changes on tap that tend to spook traders and spur market declines. How about rallies? No rallies, just declines. While the issues at stake in election varies, races are enormous, including gun control, abortion, immigration. Investors also focus on a few that have risen to the fore, notably the broader economic slowdown and this year's historical inflation. While party polarization seems to be the historic high when it comes to business and investing, there are areas where Democrats and Republicans are closer together than others. Examples of this are the two parties agree on infrastructure spending, real estate, construction, and utilities. Meanwhile, environment, social, and governance is indirectly on the ballot as Republicans increasingly tap the issue of political talking points of the GOP. Makes a strong showing. You can expect pressure on environmental, social, and governance to increase. Conversely, funds like the anti-all of those God Bless America ETF launched last month with a focus on screening out companies it considers activists. Clean energy subsidies aren't as contentious as other issues, so it may be unlikely President Biden's signature achievement in climate legislation will be unwound. Oil may be another matter, with the windfall tax on big oil essentially dead if Republicans gain power. All right, market here, a little bit of pressure, not really bouncing, just kind of staying under a little bit of pressure coming down here to the 09 area. Again, make sure you keep your stops in place, right? All right, slow drip. Let's see if there's any numbers coming out this morning. No numbers, just election stuff. A 3-year note auction at noon, not really going to affect the market that much. As we are slowly inching down here, not too much going on though. Again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. We thought we had some support there at 18. It kind of hung there for a second, got up to about 20-ish, and then broke off. And now, excuse me, now we're just staying a little bit weak here. Very uninterested market, to say the least. Treasury yields at 4.2. They were at that, they've been all over the place. I think before the Fed, they were at 390.